Hi, I'm Dr. Bertice Berry, and I want to tell you a story. So, if you're not a part of the story group on Facebook, it's called Stories to Tell with Dr. Bertice Berry. You probably want to pause and go join. It's going to take a minute for you to get accepted and come back. It's a private story group that I created after I started sharing these stories, and I realized that people were writing back comments that really were stories. And it was like, oh, these folks need to be sharing these stories with one another. So, probably about a year after I started sharing daily stories, I created the group. But it took a minute to do it because I had to reverse engineer all of the things you don't want in a group out of them. And so, anyway, people in this group are amazing. They are loving. They care for one another. We have a story conference. It is absolutely incredible. One of the storytellers in the group is Joanne Jones, and you fall in love with Joanne Jones the moment you hear a story from her. She's fascinating. She's brave, bold, courageous, beautiful. She's amazing. Anyway, so she lives in New Orleans. I'm in New Orleans for work, so I was like, I'm going to see Joanne. I'm going to see Joanne. So we got to go to one of my favorite fabric stores. I don't like to have favorites because then, like, where's room for the next one? Anyway, it's one of my favorites. The owner is in his late 80s. I met him on his 82nd birthday. Just amazing. And the store, actually, he started the store on his birthday. Really, really cool place. So it's family business, la la la. We go there, then we go to lunch, and we're just talking. And Joanne goes, I lived in Chicago too. What years did you live in Chicago? So we compare years. We're there the same years. And then, we start talking about where we lived. And, well, I ended up living downtown. But when I first moved there, I lived on Sheridan. She lived on Sheridan. Now, I don't remember the address because I only lived on Sheridan like a year or two. But we lived in the same street. So then she mentions this Indian restaurant that we both went to for the samosas. And I'm like, what are the odds that maybe we ran into each other then and just didn't know it? We didn't know it now. And I began to think that maybe because the story group is filled with givers, compassionate, kind, loving, which is why my niece Latoya is such a guard over the group. She's the admin for the group because it's a house of good people. And I said, I wish all of the good people, all of the givers could come together, because givers tend to be taken advantage of by people who are not givers. Joanne is so considerate. There was a box in the middle of the street. She stopped her car. She said, I got to get it because sometimes cats or little animals will get in it and people won't know. And so she got the box and she said, ooh, and it's a good box. And my friend is moving and she can use this box. So it was like, yes, yes. She brought me water because I'm in a hotel room and you don't always have water. Fortunately, I have plenty of water. And so she had water and protein bars for a family. The mother was washing the kids in some water on the street, so she knew that they didn't have a home. And so Joanne said, sometimes you don't feel like you're doing enough. You can never, ever do enough. And I said, Joanne, if all of us who know to give and care take a moment to do one little thing, we're sending out an echo. Those kids will one day remember that lady who stopped and gave them protein bars, granola bars, stopped and gave them all these granola bars. I believe that God is doing something wonderful. And so many times, good people get tired and we begin to focus on what isn't wonderful. And we begin to think that what isn't wonderful is winning. But I know the truth. Good wins. So keep coming together. Keep loving one another. Keep sharing your stories. You don't just have one, you have many. Share them. Share them with one another. And when you have a moment to stop and connect, make sure you do so. I love you.